You, my friend, are breaking a habit. And this habit that you are breaking and in the process of completely disconnecting from is a habit that you've had for like a really long time. It feels like probably most of your life, if not your whole life, you have engaged in this habit. And when I tap into the habit that you're breaking, it feels like this feeling of like staying stuck. So in the past, it feels like you used to sulk, is what I just heard, or kind of like stay in yucky feelings, or maybe not deal with them. And instead, you would dissociate or avoid or check out, um, or you would just let yourself like stay in them. And what's changing is that you're learning how to self soothe and take care of yourself through these moments instead. So, what I'm not saying is that you're avoiding the feelings. So, at this point, what I am saying is that you are letting yourself feel the feelings, but you're not letting yourself stay stuck in the feelings. So, you're letting them come up and happen, but you're recognizing when it's time to shift your energy and shift your focus and take care of the feeling. And so you're learning how to move different feelings through your body and out of your body, depending on what the feeling is and how to take care of it. So it feels like in the past you didn't really know how to do this. And I think this comes from kind of a lot of like emotional suppression and not really having our feelings validated or acknowledged. And so when we experience that over and over and over again, we shove our feelings, we don't express them, we don't feel them, right? And by avoiding them and ignoring them and dismissing them ourselves, because that's what happened to us, so we then internalize that process, right? We then also don't take care of the feelings, right? So, and usually what will happen is they'll build up and they'll build up and they'll build up to the point where we can't avoid them anymore. They are like all encompassing and they take over everything. And they kind of like, they happen like a sprinkler, right? Like all of a sudden it's just like the dam breaks. I don't know why that's coming through, but that's what it's coming through as. And it feels like you are learning how to acknowledge what you're feeling, let yourself have space for that in some type of way instead of avoiding or ignoring. And you're learning how to take care of that part of yourself and recognize that every feeling is coming up because there is an unmet need that needs to be addressed. And I'm not sure that you're consciously aware of that piece, but I do think that the way that you're starting to move is making you more aware of that piece, that there is an unmet need that needs to be addressed when a feeling comes up. So, we're talking about like some serious emotional maturity. Like, this takes a lot of emotional maturity and understanding and learning to be able to get to this point. And so, you're learning how to take care of yourself when it comes to certain emotions. So, may that be that you're learning that maybe when you're feeling overwhelmed, instead of avoiding or ignoring or running away, right, you are swiping, like scrolling is another thing that I think people use a lot. And I just saw that in my mind's eye. You're learning to work out, move your body, right? Go for a walk, get outside. Write. Writing just came through. Dance, sing, maybe clean your house, do something that feels good for you. Take a shower. It's another one that came through. Play with your dog, play with your animal, kind of regulate with your pet, right? By spending time with your pet, playing with your pet, petting pet. They're the best for that, to be honest with you. But you're really learning how to take such better care of yourself and how to truly take care of your emotions. And as you're learning how to do this, one thing that I'm hearing is that you're starting to realize how when you don't take care of your emotions, they last longer than if you do take care of them. So when it comes to emotions, you have like a short road and you have a long road, right? The short road is addressing them, facing them, acknowledging them, labeling them, right? And then finding what they need to be taken care of. And the long road is ignoring them, pushing them off, shoving them down, right? Until you can't ignore them anymore. So you're recognizing that you can take care of your feelings and address your feelings in a way where they will not last as long. Like the feeling will start to fade and go away because it's being addressed and taken care of, or you can ignore it and dismiss it and suppress it, and the length of the emotion will happen for a longer period of time. And I also just heard that the intensity of the emotion also will increase too, and that's because it's coming up to be addressed, right? So that's not a punishment. The intensity is going to um, heighten because you're being asked to face it and attend to it. You're being asked to heal it. And when you're not really listening to your body, right? You're not listening to your intuition, which is your body and your intuition kind of work together. When you're not listening to them, they are going to get louder and louder and louder and louder until you finally listen and hear, because that is part of what you need to take care of yourself. It's not just taking care of your mind, it's taking care of your body as well and doing those two things in harmony and balance. And so when things are getting intense like that and they're coming back again and again and again, and I'm hearing like this is true with anything, right? If there's a thought that keeps coming back, if there's like a frustration that keeps coming back, if there's a feeling that there's something that you need to do that you haven't done. There's a need that has not been met associated with that thing. So maybe it's like a different way of thinking, maybe it's a different way of feeling, maybe it's putting a boundary in place, right? Like there could be so many different things that need to happen, and it's so important for us to like sit with ourselves and figure out like why is this coming up again? And even asking your team, if you feel comfortable, or God, source, divine, whatever you call it, right? Asking your team, okay, I heard you. I hear you. You keep bringing this back to me. You keep bringing this up. What is it that I'm not seeing that I need to see? What is it that I'm not learning about this thing that I need to learn? What are you trying to show me? Right? And then just let yourself sit and listen and let whatever comes through come through without judgment. And that will be what needs to happen. I think sometimes we often tell ourselves, oh, well, I'll deal with it when it comes up again. I'll deal with it the next time around, right? But the reality is that if you're saying that to yourself and yet the thing is still surfacing for you or still continuing to come up, then there's something that's being asked to be met right now. And there are so many different things that it could be when it comes to it. It really is independent of the person that's experiencing it, to be very honest with you. So it is very um, situational to you, and only you can really know what that is. So I think one great way to do that is to just sit with it and ask yourself. And if you can't just sit with it and ask yourself, maybe journaling and asking through journaling and doing automatic writing. So, like asking the question and listening for the response and just writing whatever comes out. Don't reread, don't edit, just let it roll through you and you'll get an answer. And a lot of the time when you do it through writing, which is really cool, is that an answer will come through that you didn't even realize about yourself or you weren't even aware of. And you'll reread it and you'll be like, oh, that thing. I would never have guessed that, right? That's kind of the cool thing about automatic writing. So that might be another way I'm being called to share to understand what it is that you need to put whatever it is to rest. May it be a feeling, may it be a thought, may it be a worry, right? Whatever it may be for you personally. It does feel like you're being called to do these things differently and pay more attention. So there's a part of you that is building some self awareness and conscious awareness around how you go about doing these things or the ways that you don't, right? The ways that you avoid or the ways that you ignore. And this is just to like build you into a better and more emotionally mature person in general. And and also like so that you can learn to listen to your intuition more. The one thing that's coming up is kind of like, how do I know if it's my intuition? Well, it's your intuition if something continues to surface over and over and over and over again. And I mean randomly. So I'm not saying like you're in a thought pattern and then it's like surfacing in that hamster wheel, right? I'm saying that you have a thought. It's usually the same phrasing or statement or like in the same way. And it comes up over and over and over again randomly throughout your day or randomly over the course of time. And that's usually your intuition trying to tell you something. So that's kind of how I know when a channel is coming through is because Breaking the Habit kept coming through today. And actually, that song started playing for me too, by Linkin Park. And so that's information to me that that is a channel coming through, right? That is them trying to communicate with me. And so I think it's the same thing for you as well. When you hear or you have a certain, it sometimes feels like a thought. Um, as you are grow in awareness, you'll understand the difference between a thought and intuition, but because they are different. But whatever is coming up over and over and over again, it's coming up for a reason. And it's trying to say, hey, pay attention to me. I need you to take care of me right now. I need you to do something with me right now. I need you to focus on this, right? And a lot of the time, this is happening to be healed. So, the other thing that's coming through is that if you are having like a thought to do something, this is your sign that it's time to do it. um, and if this thought to do this thing has come up for you a couple of different times and you keep questioning it, stop questioning it and take the jump. Do the thing. Start the thing. No, sign up for the thing. I don't know what the thing is, okay? But I am hearing very clearly that it's time for you to listen to that and try it. So that is a very separate message for whoever needs to hear that. But you are breaking a habit and you're doing a really good job. And I just want to say that these things don't come up to cause frustration or annoyance. They come up for you to take care of them. And if you are reacting in that way to these things, then it's kind of something to sit with yourself and ask, like, why? Where's that anger and frustration coming from? Because my guess is that it's probably coming from a way that you were attended to as a kid or throughout your life when it came to having feelings or thoughts that seemed irrelevant. That was the way that people reacted to you around you. So you've learned to react to yourself in that way. It's very interesting how, you know, externally the all these things will happen. And even when those things stop externally, we internalize them and we start to do those things to ourselves, right? But usually they start outside of ourselves and then we begin to reflect them back onto ourselves to maintain perfection, maintain comfortability for other people, maintain the peace, whatever you want to call it. And so being able to recognize when you're doing that and where it comes from is really important as well, to being able to shift it, to being able to be different, to be able to show yourself kindness and love and respect, and recognize that you deserve to feel good. You deserve to feel good even when you're having a hard time, even when you're unsure of how things are going to move forward. You deserve self soothing, you deserve comfort, you deserve love, you deserve sensitivity, you deserve kindness. And it starts by you giving that to yourself. So, if you do want to take a look, I do have a prompt journal in my bio that's Feel It Without Falling Apart, which helps with emotional expression in a healthy way. I have a Stop People Pleasing one that also is in there to help you to stop people pleasing behaviors and understand where they're rooted from and how to shift those patterns. And if you want to work with me, you can take a look at my bio, and I have that in there too. But you deserve to feel comfort and happiness. And I love you so much. Take care.